Esperance, is that what that is?
Esperance. Welcome to some flying with myself, Mr. MoonDog. I'm the only one streaming tonight, but we have a whole cast of characters with us. We have Draco flying with us. We have Andrew flying with us.
What up?
Aviation may be joining us here shortly. He's in Discord with us.
Getting my plane ready.
And then we have a grumpy old bastard in Massachusetts. Bipolar Prophets hanging out with us.
Oh, see, that was going to be nice. Now I'm going to be like, you can all fuck off.
But we are flying the Fokker 50. This is the first time I've flown it. This will be a crash waiting to happen.
Oh, God, yeah. I'll be lucky if I get this off the ground.
And then we are flying from Perth to Esperance. I think that's what it is, in Australia, and then flying back. So airport codes, in case anyone needs, is YPPH to YESP. I think that's pretty much it. For intro, we're going to get started. I'm cold and dark and have no clue as to what the heck I'm doing. Well, I know that I got to get engine started and stuff like that.
Let me tell you, engine starting is so easy on that thing.
It is. It's incredibly easy.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to.
Palm Island.
Trying to. Guess that's going to go over there out of the way. And I'm going to throw up the.
Oh, see, I thought you were going to stop right there, and I'm like, now that'll be a good stream.
No.
I'm going to throw up. Yes.
Is the airport called Perth?
Yes.
Perth, yes.
Yes. Throw up the charity.
I'll take 14.
Symbols and go. Yes, we are still striving to get more donations for the Ronald McDonald House for those that are interested and feel like it. Links are available in Discord in on Twitch and YouTube. So, all right. So I'm assuming there's a battery here on the top.
So starting up this plane is a lot like starting up the 757.
Yeah, I hope there's a Control E, because I'm not screwing with it. I just want it to
It's
stop.
so easy. I can talk you guys through it.
All right. You know what? Already
Yeah, but I'm not
Alright.
really interested.
AFI, VOI, the 2 VOI.
Did you start your flight in Macars?
Yeah.
Right, starting flight.
And for anybody who may be watching and may be hearing my voice and going, oh, BP, this does not mean that I'm back, that I'm coming back, that I'm doing anything. I'm flying with my friends. That's all I'm doing.
That's all we
You
asked
guys
to
did
do.
IFI, VOI.
Yes.
Yes.
What altitude did you do?
15.
Alright, so I have a plane started and what is it? This
I'm
one.
still loading Australia scenery because I've never actually loaded it before, so it's going to take a minute.
Alright, so 20.
I actually have scenery for this airport too, which is odd considering I never fly here.
AirSat power. Does this FMC pull in data or no?
No, you have to enter it all.
Come on, Coronado, company routes. It's not that difficult.
No, I don't want that. I want flight plan.
ETE 20 minutes.
Sure, they came on to yell at Roy.
Yeah, what's the hub?
So now I can't yell at him.
One for join FS.
Digital theme park.
Is that working again?
Yes.
You couldn't just stay on Eastern Hops because
It went down.
Oh,
Yeah.
for Christ's sakes. Okay. Very good.
That's the only reason we're not there.
Roger that. Let me get the plane up and loaded now. Oh, so that's what this plane looks like. Very good. Never even seen this plane before. Awesome. Okay. Whoa.
I gotta update join FS. Give me a minute.
An add-on manager upgrade is available. No, not today, because that's going to take a half an hour. You can just go away. Goodbye.
You can go home for yourself.
Exit. Thank you. All right. Yeah, I don't know anything about this plane. Nothing whatsoever. It's pretty.
Yeah.
I also don't have any chase plane things set up for it. Okay. Yeah, this was a good idea, BP.
Okay.
As said,
On the flight plan, if you're putting stuff in there, Draco,
Uh-huh.
so you click on 1, that's YPPH. Click on
Yep.
2, you do that's PH.
So
or-
1, yep, YESP, that's going to be your, so 1 is going to be your arrival, 2 is going to be your departure. Then you go to the second page and you enter your route.
Okay, so it's backwards. 1 is arrival, and 2
No.
is departure.
No, I'm sorry, 1 is departure, 2 is arrival.
Okay.
Then you go to page 2 and then you enter your route.
I didn't want any of this. Oh, I want that.
The next page, and then okay, so if you want to add, you click on the add portion and then do like PH.
And
Is there a
then
way to pop this
departure.
thing out? You can't pop this FMS out?
No, not
Shift,
that I've found.
shift 4, 5, 5.
Shift 5. Ah, very good. And of course I have to turn it on. All right, here we go. Pausing it. So we are at YPPH.
What's the cruising speed of those, Draco?
About 212.
About 10 knots.
Okay, so my TBM will probably be perfect for speed-wise.
Right. Alright, I got fly runway heading, climb and maintain 12,000. With wind the way it is, I'm gonna say runway 3.
So is it, so it's arrival, I mean departure and arrival? 1 and 2, is that what I'm doing here?
Yeah, so 1 is departure, 2 is arrival.
Okay, what's arrival?
Arrival is
Y something, right?
YESP, I think.
ESP.
Alright, and SID I'm using. If it
Okay.
Hecto 2. So I'm
It
gonna
doesn't
use-
have a SID, I think. I don't see anything, I just see approaches.
No, for Perth?
Oh, no, never mind. I'm not that far yet.
Enter.
I won't let
Alright.
you put in ESP.
I got it.
No transition. Enter.
All right, so once you do that, how do you get to the,
To putting in SIDs and stars,
or any part of the route?
okay. So when you're gonna put in the route, after you put in your arrival and your departure and arrival, you're
Yes.
gonna go to next, and you're gonna go to the next page.
No, that's not what I wanted. How do I go to the next page?
Click on next. You'll see it on the left-hand side of the FMC. It's right above power.
Roger that. Oh. Yeah.
my database, my Navigraph database is updating, so this would take about 10 minutes. It'll take a while.
So I have 1 star for YESP.
All right, well, I don't have any, so can I just put in pH in here? Is that going to screw it all up?
Delete that.
All right.
This is where it goes. E.
Let's see.
Enter
We're gonna come in
1.
GPS.
There we go. Flight plan.
Sure.
All right.
So that can't be right. That's not going to work.
What's that?
It's so. So what I've got so far is I've got the departure and the arrival, and then my first waypoint. That's not going to work.
No. What you do is you highlight where it has your arrival. You highlight that, and then put in your first waypoint, and then it moves your departure down and enters that first waypoint.
Oh my God. Okay. How do I? Hold on. I need this one. Yeah, I don't not really following this too much. All right, so highlight number 2.
Highlight number 2.
Yeah.
Then enter your first waypoint and then hit enter.
I see what you're getting at. No, I got to do that for everyone.
Yes. So when you go, then 3, enter, so on and so forth.
What's the command to get rid of the latitude 531 and that stuff that popped up on my screen?
The what?
You know, the top left that has like this latitude, longitude, altitude, magnet, KIAS.
Shift Z.
Like,
Weather. Thank you. Barrow altimeter 1016 or 30 inches.
That's what I got.
Where is the... That's heading... Where does heading show up on the...
So heading is going to be right in front of you.
Is it on... That's what I'm saying. Is it on... Oh, there it is, down at that corner. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Gotcha.
a listed number, but it doesn't have like a heading bug or nothing.
Yeah, there actually is a heading bug. If you remove
Oh.
your flat yoke, it's right behind it.
Yeah, but it's because of the direction I'm at. It's not showing it because it's at 300 and I'm at. It's showing me where.
Does this thing actually? This thing doesn't hold 380 people.
No.
Why does it say 380 in the passenger?
Like 55 max
Or is that weight?
or 58?
I could be arsed with any of that. All right.
Okay, that would be heading. That would be nav fold. Okay. Okay. Worst that can happen is I get this up in the air and it crashes. So. Round. Taxi.
Round, Fokker, Papa, Hotel, Lima, Foxtrot, with Oscar, ready to taxi IFR. Fokker, Papa, Hotel,
No,
Lima,
no, no.
Foxtrot, taxi 2 and hold
No.
short of runway 21,
No.
via taxiway, Delta 1.
Does this not have some kind of?
Tower on 120.5 when ready.
All right. Well, that's fine.
Taxi 2 and hold
I
short
guess.
of runway
Have some kind of what?
I can't really be arsed to ask the question. I don't care.
Okay.
Now I just got to figure out how to like actually set this plane up. Okay. That's of course. That's that. That's the.
okay, now I gotta figure out how to do this.
Is this going to show me a heading bug?
Yeah, if you spin it far enough, it eventually does. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure I just spun it all the way around. Oh, there it is. Wow, that can't possibly be slower, can it?
Yeah, if you right click, it does then change increments.
Okay,
I had to figure that out.
got it.
Hitting a runway 21 now.
All right, hold on. I still gotta.
Okay, what's the flight plan?
YPPH to YESP.
And
Just
then
going direct?
you, no, we're doing VOR, but once I entered all the SIDs and stars and everything, I don't know if mine's gonna be the same as yours guys' or not.
Right.
What is this like for flap? Does anybody know?
You want to do 2 ticks of flap, so
Okay.
like usually 5.
33%.
Yeah, right around there.
Very
I'm actually doing mine. Actually, usually take off at 17, and I'm fine.
Okay, well, let's see how this goes, ish.
Right now.
Right, I feel like I'm missing some vital components here, like maybe some lights. What is this one? Yes, probably have some of that. And that. And that. Oh, is this going to freak out about pressurization probably, right?
No.
Yeah. No? Okay.
No.
Ignition stays on till you're in the air?
No. Once you get the engines up and running, you can turn the ignition off.
Okay.
Otherwise, it yells at you.
Very good. We're in Australia. Anti-ace is going to be a thing. I'm guessing these are fuel pumps, so it should probably go on, huh? Quite sure how the engine's running without fuel pumps, but okay. All right. Well, let's.
Well, remember, if there's no light, then it's on.
Yeah. Well, when it says off, that means it's off.
It's off, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand the basic concept of how.
No,
it
it was just confusing for me at first because I was expecting to see something lit up showing that it was on. So, but with this plane, when the lights are out, that means that it's on unless it says off.
This does obviously being a prop doesn't have auto throttle, right? So it's IAS. You set it to whatever you get it to whatever speed you want. Hit IAS.
If you can figure it out.
Yeah, I know how to do it.
I have yet to figure it out.
Well, I say I know how to do it. We'll see if I actually know how to do it. All right. Well, I'm gonna need a little bit of a pushback here. Where are we going?
21,
21.
I don't know where that is.
right behind you.
Right behind. So this runway right behind me, so I can push back either way. Very good.
Yeah.
I just realized I'm not on FS Giant too, so let me take care of it. Probably help if you guys could actually see me.
Thought I saw someone right
Yeah, it wasn't me.
there, but
All right, I gotta go find this.
so I'm here.
Hold on.
Is there anyone behind me?
I'm just now spinning around so I can. I got a little bit of a taxi.
Yeah, mine was pushed back. I could have pushed back all the way across the runway and
Yeah, I gotta go to Echo Whiskey Hotel 5, Hotel 4, Hotel 3, Delta 1, runway. Now it's telling me runway 3.
I literally gotta push back left or right, turn around, go down the end of it. I mean, these things ain't gonna need to hold. I guess probably it's better to be safe than sorry. All right, somebody's sort of behind me and to the left of me. I'm gonna push back the other way.
That's me.
I have no chase for this, but not a big deal.
Yeah. I have to hold short runway 21. Apparently I have to go down runway 3. Get to it.
and flip around. Yeah. Draco here, but I know I saw VP on here a second ago.
Yeah, I'm coming back now. I can't be arsed to shut the engines off for GSX, so I'm just gonna use the in-game experience.
Now, the thing with this plane is that you hit the vertical speed button to do your vertical speed, but then when you're ready for when you're about to hit your altitude you have set, when you're about 100 feet from that altitude, you have to hit your altitude button for it to lock.
Okay.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'll blow right past it.
Where is vertical speed, by the way?
The vertical speed knob, you have to lift up the armrest of your chair,
Okay.
and you'll see the little wheel.
That's it right there, vertical speed. Okay. Where does that show up at then?
Oh, it doesn't. You just have to know what you said. As far as I know.
It's got to be somewhere.
We're gonna have a look at that. This is okay. That's right. Well, that's fairly useless. Looks like a. Oh, okay. So there. Does this knob? No, really. Okay, so no set in vertical speed on the ground, basically.
No.
Roger that.
Okay.
Well, you can set it on the ground. You can have everything.
I
You have the flight director set on.
I can't seem to set it on the ground.
Oh, you have to have the VS hit first before
Yeah,
you.
I have that set, but nothing. Nothing seems to be happening here.
Oh, MoonDog, you're showing up on moving map. See you right there in front of me.
Whatever. All right. Anyway, here we go. Let's see how this goes.
All right. I'm gonna. Our
Perth Tower,
clearance.
Fokker, Papa, Hotel, Lima, Foxtrot, at runway 21, ready for takeoff, IFR to Yankee, Echo, Sierra, Papa, Fokker, Papa, Hotel, Lima, Foxtrot,
Cleared.
for takeoff, runway 21. Cleared for takeoff,
Clear
runway
for takeoff.
21.
Thank you.
Fokker, Papa, Hotel, Lima, Foxtrot.
What's the worst that can happen? I can crash, right?
You won't crash.
It's been a while.
I'm just saying this plane is really easy to fly.
First tower, certificate 5171.
That's gotta be
B1. Inbound ILS, runway 3, approach. Pacifica 5171, Perth Tower, speak straight in, runway 3, altimeter 3000.
You too.
Straight in, runway 3, Pacifica 5171. Fokker Lima, Foxtrot, contact Perth departure on 128.1.
Acknowledged.
128.1.
Okay, so
Fokker Lima, Foxtrot.
that's 6. Ah, good enough.
Perth departure, Fokker, Papa, Hotel, Lima, Foxtrot, is at 1,000, climbing 10,000. Fokker, Papa, Hotel, Lima, Foxtrot,
Doesn't have a gust lock or something, right? That I have to worry about.
3000. Fokker, Lima, Foxtrot, turn left heading
Oh, there's
155,
never right
still on
there.
navigation, climb and maintain 10,000.
All right. Well, here we go.
Foxtrot, did you hear my last transmission? Turn left heading 155, resume on navigation, climb and maintain 10,000.
Whoa, easy there, killer.
Fokker, Lima, Foxtrot.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's me. Did you not hear me say, "Here I go"? Clearly, you didn't.
No.
I wasn't expecting you to take off on a crossing runway.
I found this one, so I said, "To hell with it."
Glad collisions are off.
World travel 9446. Contact for approach.
Oh, we missed the excitement. I am climbing up.
Put my gears up.
Draco taking off. Or are you just going down to the end and turning around?
Nah, I'm rolling now.
Okay. Virgin Australia, that's BP.
Sure.
You're up. $140, flaps up.
My gear's up.
My gear's going down.
My gear's not up. What's the story with my gear here? No. Can't seem to raise my gear. All right.
That's approach. Where is...
Where's the gear up?
Lever is over on your left-hand side, or right-hand side.
Okay. I can't seem to actuate that lever.
I just hit the G on the keyboard.
Yeah, G's not working. Am I missing something here? It's a story here. G. No, G works in every plane in the world, but not this one apparently.
For what?
For gear?
Yeah.
What the hell? Let me guess. Yeah, that probably.
How do you change which leg you're on?
There we go.
How to change which leg?
Yeah.
Go to your flight plan.
Stand on the other one.
Go to your next page. Or then find out which one you want. Then click DTO.
Okay, and then.
And then enter the number and.
Then enter. Okay.
Fokker, Lima Foxtrot. Did you hear my last transmission? 133.6 for Fokker, Lima Foxtrot.
All right, well, we're flying. Not really sure what's going to happen, but we're flying.
Foxtrot is at 10,600 for 10,000.
Thanks, Chase Plane, for giving me the kiddie seat. 'Cause I can't
I
see
got
anything.
yellow screened.
Roger. Altimeter
It's like flickering.
30.
Beautiful sunrise over Perth, though.
That's what I'm seeing right now.
Fokker, Lima Foxtrot. Please expedite your descent. 10,000.
Oh, got it.
So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's little buttons, center column right above the throttle quadrant. It says TOGA flex, climb cruise.
Lima Foxtrot. Turn left heading 130. Descend and maintain
if you're interested.
Yeah, I'm trying to get controls and stuff first.
Somebody's overspeeding.
Yeah,
Throttle back. You'll be fine.
I already did. What I'm trying to get is this thing to go down in altitude. Go down.
All right. Well, we're going somewhere. Where, I don't know, but we're going somewhere.
So, oh, you got to hit altitude.
All I know is I have LNAV set, and it means that it's following the FMS. I'm happy. Climbing quite happily at 1,900 feet a minute.
Would you say within 1,000 feet?
No, within 100 feet.
100 feet.
128.1 for Fokker, Lima, Foxtrot.
Ah, I see. So it does have a FADEC. Very cool.
What?
Engine management computer. You hit the climb button and everything sort of.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, I got it. I was just having a look around the cockpit here. Not that I give a rat's ass if I'm climbing over torque or anything, because if it crashes, and I'm just gonna be like, "All right, cool, see ya." But I mean, I want to give it a shot. You know what I mean? See, I like planes. Like I mean, everybody knows I like assisted plane, right? I like planes with a lot of systems and stuff. But I just haven't had time to really give this one the attention that it deserves.
First departure, Fokker,
But I may start.
Lima, Foxtrot, with you. Fokker, Hotel.
It's very well done. Yeah, Carinado, you would expect that.
Roger, altimeter 3000. Fokker, Lima, Foxtrot. Turn left at heading 130. Climb and maintain 15,000. 10,000 feet.
I think I finally got this aircraft working.
Up to 15.
Fokker, Lima, Foxtrot. Please acknowledge. Turn
Yes,
left at
shush.
heading 130.
Set in front of me, VH-FNO at 10,000.
I'm at 13.3.
Yeah, I see you. You're behind me.
Okay.
You're just about ready to fly back over the airport, right?
Probably.
Fokker, Lima, Foxtrot. Contact Melbourne Center on 133.6. 10,000 feet.
Not exactly screaming along. But I'm almost to altitude, so it's okay.
And I'm doing about 150 indicated.
Okay, so instead of takeoff, go to cruise, okay, or climb. Okay, why am I flying south when I want to be flying more east? LNAV, nav, both highlighted.
Click your FMC or FMS button.
Yeah.
Okay, it's now all off.
Click it again.
Still headed away.
Let's see where you are.
All right. Well, anyway. $160 knots.
Bunch of Fokkers behind me, but it's all right.
It's not the first time we ever said that.
I said Fokkers, not.
Melbourne Center, Fokker, Papa, Hotel, Lima, Foxtrot, is climbing 13,700 for 15,000. Fokker.
I gotta run back to the cabin and grab a booster seat so I can see over the dashboard.
Altimeter 3000.
I know.
Melbourne Center.
God for chase plane.
Shift and return will lift you up.
Hotel, Papa, Kilo Drop.
Or,
Seat.
or middle mouse and page up. I've chase plane.
Okay.
I just haven't set up any views for this because it's the first time I've ever flown it. Cool. Very good. 180 knots. Yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. I'll have that. Nice plane. Makes a good noise. That's a good noise, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's a Caronado does sound very well, I think, especially with the turboprops. They do that really well.
That kind of deep droning.
Yeah, it's very Dash 80 because it would be. They'd be the same engines, you know.
My TBM sounds amazing too.
See, that's the one I was just gonna say that's the one that's got a whine to it that kind of annoys me. That plane, I like it. It's very pretty and it looks good. And it's got a cool, very cool all glass
Like
cockpit. and everything.
turbocharger.
But it's got this kind of like, you know, just sort of very much in the background, you know. Like it's fine if I'm watching a movie while I'm flying it, but if I'm just flying it, it sometimes gets on my nerves. The Caravan gets on my nerves after a while too. That's got the same sort of whiny thing going on. But that TBM's a nice plane.
Mm-hmm.
For the longest time, I've been trying to figure out what the sound of these engines remind me of, and I know BP, you've had to have watched at least one, and I know MoonDog has, like the old World War II, like Memphis Belle.
Yeah.
The sound of the
Yeah.
B-17 engines.
Yeah, they very much sound like that.
Descended.
All right.
I'm now at. I think I'm at.
My
It's at
cruise.
14.9. It won't lock on to 15.
Yeah, I got to 15 and I just hit Alt and let it and stopped it there.
Yeah.
I'm at 15.1. It's close enough.
Yeah, I'm at 15, so.
Although I am
14.9.
moving
Lights,
right
I don't
along,
care.
About almost 190.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I just backed off a little bit. Now landing this is gonna be a whole other story.
Honestly, when you land, even though you land soft, it feels like you land soft. Every time I've landed harder than it ever seemed or felt like.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really trust landing rates that go through FSU IPC because you never know. Snapshot was taken, you know what I mean? When it takes its information and sends it to wherever it sends it, because, and it depends on the plane too. Like, I mean, I rarely ever land harder, like, because we, you know, obviously when I submit my PIREPs from BAV, it'll tell me what my landing rate is. Now, in a 747, probably because I've landed it 10,000 times, I mean, I generally never land it any harder than about 100 feet per minute, unless it's raining and I need to stick it so it doesn't start aquaplaning down the runway. But anything else, the Airbus, I can never get that thing under 200 feet per minute, and I know I'm not landing that hard most of the time.
How do I get to my assigned altitude? How do I keep an altitude?
Well, what I did was I climbed to my altitude, and then I just hit Alt on the autopilot thing. I didn't mess with VS or any of that.
Alright, I'm gonna wait until I'm outside of Perth's control, and then I'm gonna, because they haven't communicated with me since they told me to go to 15,000.
It's Australia. Good night, mate. Well, I've been Australia in a long time. This is a VA flight for you guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I gotta go visit the little pilot's room. I'll be right
Okay.
back.
All right. Yeah, this thing, I'm about to ditch it.
Why?
I can't, it won't lock onto what I want for the flight plan.
All right. Well, talk me through it. What do you want to do?
I want it on this one here.
I don't have your stream up.
Hold on. Just, so I'm back on ABA. It says that's supposed to be there. Flight plan. I'm locked on it. 9,538 nautical miles away.
I think you may have put in the wrong one.
I put in ABA. It came in. It said that's where it was. It's 9,537 nautical miles to ESP. It's 9,537 nautical miles to YESP.
19,000 for me.
So I don't get. I'm supposed to be heading at 164, but
Well,
it's
just go to DTO and just click on ESP. It'll just take you direct there.
I know, but I was wanting to fly the flight.
I know, I get you, but
I'm just aggravated while trying to learn the plane. That's all. Trust me, I did the same thing walking all the way through with the King Air. It'll be fine. Oh, death for a hold switch. We'll have that.
My flight plan's taking me to Africa.
That's a little bit east. Or way west.
And I just crashed.
your game or the plane?
My game.
Okay, so what else we got?
Altitude hold is on heading, because it should be on LNAV. It should be on nav hold.
Yeah, I have mine on. When I switched over to FMS from the source buttons, it went to nav and LNAV, which makes sense.
Right.
I'm not going to bother with VNav for the.
Turn left heading 130. Turn left heading 130.
I got it. Shush.
Foxtrot.
Here's a question: does this have a cabin?
It does.
It does. Has an escape rope. It's always handy.
So I just told Melbourne to go fuck themselves,
Sure.
because I've been sitting here for forever. They're just sending me out God knows where. So finally I decided just to continue on my own way, and now they're yelling at me, so I said,
That's why I don't mess with fucking in-game. Does this not have a sync button? It doesn't. Oh, it does. Oh, excellent. Excellent. Thank you for, being a plane.
Hey, Rob. the stream. I'll be crashing here shortly. No, I
One
probably
can
won't
only-
be. I won't be crashing. Let's put it that. Let's change that.
One can only hope.
Yeah. I won't crash until I get to the runway.
I think I've won with the sim crashing. I won first place on that.
I mean, physically crashing. Like,
Yeah.
Rob, this is the one who said you were the nice one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's up, Rob?
It's just,
It's the not nice one.
yeah. Well,
I don't have to be nice.
no.
I'm not in the public eye anymore. I don't care.
You could be just like Draco.
I could be just like me now, actually.
Yeah.
That would be. There's something. You know, if you're gonna model the tiller, let me at least use it. I mean, not that I want to use it in the air, mind you, but it'd be nice to be able to actually use it.
Yeah.
Or the vents, or any of these other cool things you have.
Right. Yeah, it's the Fokker 50 from Coronado. It better be sort of nice. They do a nice job, you know.
Yeah, it's a good.
It looks really nice.
Is this the first time you flew it, MoonDog?
Yes, that's why they're yelling at me. Turn to heading 130 and all this stuff. It's like, yeah.
That's why I
you
told him to
guys-
go to hell.
While you guys fly, I'm gonna read the manual on this thing.
Reading the
that's-
manual.
I don't know that I
didn't
ever.
read it.
You know what? I can say I've done it. I can say I've done it. I've read the entire manual for the 747 numerous times, actually.
Team, did you?
Yeah, you got an 11-hour flight. What else are you gonna do? must well read the manual, right? Even even all the emergency procedures and everything. Because I mean, I gotta test on those every so often. So,
Right.
and I do run wear-based failures. So,
I gotta figure out how to get the autopilot and that stuff working.
in this, pretty simple. It's all right there on the right.
It's
Yeah, but it'll never get me to assigned out to get my altitude.
But that's because you got to turn on the button that says flight or VS, then look down next to your hand and scroll that wheel there, up or down for which direction you're going. Then when you get close, you hit the ALT button right there when you're within a certain amount, and it sort of holds you at that altitude.
I recommend when you're within like 100 feet of the altitude you want to be at. Now, if you're climbing faster or descending faster, then you want to give yourself a little bit more wiggle room.
Right. Well, let's read the FMC manual then.
Okay. Apparently, I'm 271 nautical miles from the, I guess. Good.
FMS. Hey, you guys are not. Go ahead.
I'm seeing a lot of buttons for weather radar, but I'm not actually seeing a weather radar.
You know what? Coronado, this is the second plane that I've gotten where Coronado said that there's weather radar built in. I
Yeah.
have yet to find, neither plane has working weather radar. The
The
Phenom or this one.
The Caravan absolutely has working weather radar.
Yeah, but if you're only flying through clouds, then it just says, hey, you're flying through a cloud.
Well, right. It only reads moisture. So, and obviously you have to have active sky on for it to work. But I don't even see a weather radar screen in this. Like, it looks like it's supposed to be here, and it's not. So, or did I just not configure the plane correctly? I didn't configure it at all, to be honest. So that could very well be what it is. Okay, so these are all the lights. Very good. What's this flight deck mode?
Where?
Down in the middle, down in the pedestal? Like, I get what all the lights are, but there's one that says flight deck mode. Is that a master for all the lights?
Yeah, so you can, like, turn on, each individual one will turn on, like, the light at different intensities.
Okay.
Okay.
I see what that is. Okay. Tell me this doesn't actually have a PA. It does.
Have a what now?
A PA,
Oh, yeah.
where you could talk to the cabin. Some planes, if you push that, it plays a little announcement or whatever.
There we go. Okay, so that's that. And then if we hit N1, why are you sending me back to where I was?
Don't hit nav 1. Keep it on FMS.
Well, no, it hasn't turned. I'm on heading, but nav 1, you put the frequency in, and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
okay,
But-
never mind.
Now, I don't know if you noticed or not, but you can even enter the date and the flight number in the flight recorder.
Yeah. That's cool. See, it's little, I mean, it's dumb little stuff like that, but it's, you know, it's kind of neat. It's got all the right test buttons in case you really wanted to, you know, sit here and do all that.
Yeah, it does have ground proximity.
Like the
Right,
auto
so that
feather
works.
tests and all that stuff, which is cool. It's got a cup holder, which I cannot pull out, which is kind of annoying, but okay.
There's a few that are inoperable, but
I want to put my virtual cup in my virtual cup holder.
Turn right, heading 155, proceed on course.
I think the guy who did all our 747s, actually most of the 777s and everything else for BAV, they the PMDG ones are pretty good, right? But this guy like went to the bother of there's 2 pens that sit in a pen holder, right? And he went to the bother of changing them from PMDG to British Airways pens.
Well, that's
There's a
cool.
there's a can of Schweppes ginger ale because that's the like what all the pilots drink, I guess. Because you know you can only take in so much caffeine per day, blah 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 blah. So instead of a can of like generic cola, it's a can of Schweppes ginger ale. It's a little shit like that. I mean, would you even you look at it once, right? But it's cool that it's there. It's cool that somebody went to the trouble of doing it.
It's a little outside view so that Rob can see what it is that I'm flying. So, you know, he's the one watching. I have none of you guys on air traffic near me, so I've either pulled away from you.
Yeah,
I got you. You're probably about 10 miles west.
Yeah.
Is that west? I can't tell.
I got Draco and Andrew. I don't have you.
I'm just getting to Brooks right now, almost outside the airspace.
You're about 10 miles southwest of YKNG, so you're probably about, I'd say, 50 or so miles south of us.
I am?
No, MoonDog.
Mm.
50 miles south of you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's why I don't have you on active sky any longer either.
Andrew is probably about 30 miles behind me and BP.
Yeah, I'm just crossing over Brook right now.
Yeah, 249 nautical miles away from the airport.
I don't really need landing lights still on.
Doing 237.
Damn, MoonDog, is your ground speed really 289?
Yeah,
Probably. You know, MoonDog.
287 is what it's saying for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking. It's
I have-
fluctuating. Right now you're at 288 heading 152.
Yeah. That's what they've got me at. I have it in cruise. Back off.
Andrew's doing 240, about 249 heading 103.
Mm-hmm. 104, but good enough.
There's a corner up here. I got to beat BP and normally Roy to the corner, or I'm going to be passed in the corner by both of them. So
Don't forget the drift.
I think I got a 50-mile lead on you, MoonDog. Be safe from there.
know, everything turns into a race at some point.
Yeah, I got one more shell to go through before I'm outside the airspace.
The way you're moving, MoonDog, you'll catch up to me pretty quick. I'm doing 237 ground speed. No.
No, Moondog's ahead of us and south of us.
Oh, no shit.
Oh yeah. I wish this would lock on correctly.
I got a ground speed, I think, of 299.
Because I can't tell how far I have.
You guys have a tailwind? Because I didn't even turn weather on.
Must.
Yeah, I got weather on.
Because I think might indicate it. Doesn't make look such small numbers.
About 180 indicated.
Okay, I'm like 210.
We're no hurry.
I got 200 indicated, ground speed of 266.
But this plane does get up and move when it wants to, though.
Sure. Well, it would have to. I mean, that's kind of its.
It's like it was built to do that.
So, first one was H. Sure. As soon as I put in ABA, it tells me 9,000 miles.
Because it's the wrong one. Is it giving you more than one option for
No.
ABA?
No.
Well, then that's
what
not
I'm saying.
right.
It's definitely the wrong one. That's what I'm saying.
Hey,
It's like-
BP.
What? What happened?
I just flew like within a 1/10 of a mile of you.
Did you notice my plane just went a little weird? Oh, there you are. Yeah, my plane just bounced up and down a little bit just then. Nice. Well, at least I know I'm going in the right direction. Because I wasn't 100% certain there until just then, but okay.
He's done that too. Even Zig flew right up beside him. No, and that was Andrew that did that. Flew up behind him, and Zig's plane just about decided now's a good time to go straight to the ground.
Yeah, you had a little prop wash there, but it was all right.
But I was behind him though, which doesn't make sense. I was flying like a little bit behind Zig and he got somehow my prop wash.
Well, the good news is I got a little draft off. They just picked up some speed.
I'm here to help. Even when I'm not needed.
I could definitely go faster. But... Draco, you send everybody in the group the link to this, yeah?
To
The link
To your Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not that you have to. I was just asking.
Yeah, Roy, Travis.
It's your Discord. You do what you want with it, but it's just, nice to have options.
Yeah.
Because, well, of course, now we can't talk shit about you here. But that's okay. We got rooms for that, so it's fine.
Oh, is that what that Draco Stay Out We're Talking Shit is all about?
Well, it is going to be now, yeah.
If you pull up the info for your ABA, it has north and west.
Yep.
North 12, 30.3.
I don't have ABA as a waypoint.
Okay.
My waypoints were, hold on. My waypoints were PH, something with a J, something with an M, and then the one that inserted for the airway, and then now I'm actually direct to the airport. I only had 4 waypoints.
My waypoints are, well, the airport, then Navi, Delru, Brook, Veenman, Burgu, Hector, Espid,
Wow, you had a lot of
SB.
waypoints.
SPF, and then runway 29.
Damn, you had a lot of waypoints. I had 4. And that comes from SimBrief. So, and obviously, we're headed in the same direction. So,
Well, remember, you know, that's what because I put in the SIDS and stars and the approach, or the SIDS and the approach. So
yeah, I didn't do any of that. Plus the airway just gets translated into waypoints anyway. But since it's such it's direct from that airway to this, that's that last waypoint. So it's just direct to the airport, and I'll figure it out once I get there.
now, Andrew, I know you're not flying a C-182 at 292 at a ground speed of 294.
Oh yeah, that's right. You would.
That's
Yeah, I was
what?
gonna say because it's showing up as a TBM 850 for me, but then of course it wouldn't for you if you don't have the plane. Yeah.
Wait, what's it showing up for you, Draco?
182.
Must be a really good tailwind, I guess.
I want to say you're ripping the wings off that thing. You're pulling
Trust
a
me,
moondog
I
crash.
know how to do that.
I want to say you're pulling a moondog at this point, crashing into air. But yeah,
I'm going 310, still gaining.
yeah, there is a tailwind, BP, decent one. Moondog, looks like you're slowly turning back towards this.
I turned back, but you know, mine was to go all the way down here to the coast to AVA. I removed it, and you know, flight plans filed, and they still want me to go down here. So
Tell them to fuck off.
I could just do head down here and do the whole. Well, we can just add some speed. Actually, I doubt I'll crash the darn thing, but I can definitely make it an interesting ride.
But this is as far as I'm concerned, it's a really nice plane. I mean, it's almost study level, but not exactly, but not quite. Well, not even close.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like it.
I just wish there was more pay where, like, actual, you know, jetliners than just PMDG.
Well, there are. There's
'Cause-
hundreds of them.
Well, because I haven't I haven't looked too hard, but I haven't found any in the areas I know to look.
It just depends on what you're looking. See, you kind of hit it on the head. There's PMDG, and then there's everybody else, right?
Right.
So, like for me, as far as Boeing planes go, there is only PMDG. Now, unfortunately, the 787 is made by Quality Wings, and I'll give them credit. They tried really hard, and it's not an awful plane. I haven't flown it. I mean, because I'm not dropping $70 on it just yet, because I don't think it's done just yet. But it's pretty good. You know, it's a good plane. It looks fantastic. It's got all the bells and whistles that a 787 has in it, right?
Right.
You know, and it's $70. So it's, you know, if PMDG would have done it, it would have been $120. So you're saving $50 right there. As far as Airbuses go, you know what? Up until that whole debacle with the malware being put into the installer and all that, whoever made that new Airbus, that thing was phenomenal. So good, so good. But you know, that whole fucking trying to catch this one pirate and putting a scrubber in everybody's installer to read their shit off of their Google, you know, that killed that company. So you're stuck with Aerosoft. Aerosoft Airbuses are good. They're very good, but they're just not very heavy. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're easy to fly, and they're fun to fly, and they fly right, and they look good, and they do everything they're supposed to do, and you know, you know, and they're not ridiculously expensive. They've been out forever. They are doing it for V4. They've already said it's not going to be anything but V4 compatible, 4.2 or whatever it'll be by the time they get it done. which is unfortunate for the FSX guys because the P3D guys will get a new sort of heavier version of the Airbus, and we'll be stuck with the old one. But whatever, it's a good plane. It flies right, you know. But you know, and then there's planes that nobody makes, so you kind of got to. It depends on what you want to fly. You know what I mean? Like those 757s. It's funny. There's more options in X-plane for those kind of planes than there are in FSX, because nobody does a better MD-88 than Mad Dog, right? That's the best MD-88 ever made. I have no interest in flying it, but it's probably the best payroll plane ever made, as far as I'm concerned. You know, you've got the what is it? The IBEX 737, the 200s, right? Or the 400s. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Those are phenomenally good, and they're so good. You've got the Zibo mod for the 737-800 in X-plane, which is phenomenally good and free. You know what I mean? For free, it's the best. I'll tell you, I've flown the PMDG 737-800, and with the exception of a couple of knobs, I don't see the difference. I really don't. So it all depends on what you want to fly. You know what I mean? If you want to fly 747s, yeah, you get a PMDG because there's nobody that does it better. I fly 747, the V2 or V3 or whatever version they're on now, for significantly less money is almost as good. But for my money, PMDG is the way to go. The 737, if I'm going to fly it, and if I was going to fly it regularly in FSX, I'd get the PMDG one. But since I don't, I'm perfectly happy with the very free and very friggin' awesome Zibo mod one in X-plane. So if I want to fly a Ryanair plane, that's where I go. You know, I have the Just Flight. Is it Just Flight who did the 757s? Those are really good.
Yeah.
I like those. I think those are really good. So
Yeah, we have the freeware version of the Just Flight 757s.
yeah, if you're gonna fly that plane a lot, I would spend the 19, get the full versions because they're really good. They're really. I don't fly it very often. I've flown it in probably a year, but it's really good.
We haven't flown it much. That's why I haven't. But
Yeah, like you guys do a lot of 737 flights in the VA, right? You guys should, when you do that, those of you who have X-plane should do it on X-plane with the Zibo mod because it's phenomenal. It is as systems heavy as the PMDG, with the exception of a couple of things like range rings, which whatever. I can count on one hand the number of times I've used range rings in my life, so I don't miss them, you know. But stuff like you don't get the full sort of testing suite that you would get with the PMDG, but who cares? Nobody does that anyway, right? So, but it's amazing. I was amazed when I first flew it. I was like, holy crap, you know. Maybe it's not interior wise, maybe it's not as crisp as the PMDG one, but it's free. And every knob button switch system, you know what I mean? They're all there, they all work, and it's really, really good. I gotta be honest, you guys have switched me over to the sort of other end of everything now, right? Like everybody knows if I'm gonna fly a 747, it's gonna be my Queen of the Skies. That's what I'm gonna fly. There's no change in that. But all these other planes that I'm flying now, I can't tell you how much I enjoy that DC-3. That thing is awesome. Like I want to know that plane. You know what I mean? I'm learning. Like starting, it's a pain in the ass, but it's a pain in the ass in real life, so that's good. You know what I mean? It should be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I absolutely. When Zig found that DC-3 and we flew it for the first time, I was blown away by it, especially for free. I mean, you don't get much better than that for free.
No, I'm saying there's a couple of guys out there like this Zibo guy and the guy who does the sounds for it. Are just, it's amazing it's still free. It's amazing that that's still free. Because, you know, I don't fly X-plane that much, but when I do, I would happily pay $30-40 for that. Because it's worth it. But it's free, so thank you. Thanks for putting all that work in and making a great plane. What I can't stand is companies who get halfway there and then stop. And I'm gonna put Carenado in that category. Carenado gets about 3/4 of the way there and then sort of says, okay, that's good enough. If you're gonna go all the way, or at least make it look like you're going all the way, then go all. You know what I mean? It's not gonna cost you any more money to put a few more systems in these planes. Carenado makes a very pretty, very functional, most of the time easy to fly plane. But they sort of drop the ball when it comes to the systems. you get almost there, and then you say, "No, that's good enough." See, I don't think you go one way or the other. You either go where it's just GPS and buttons and default shit, or you go all the way and you make it all. If you, I've always believed this. I'll let you talk in a minute, Draco. But if I don't get through this, I'll forget. I've always believed if you pay for a plane, you should get all the plane.
True.
That's been my belief forever.
But with that being said, though, there are some people who don't want every single knob and button to work. Which is, I think, where Carenado's going. Now, A2A, on the other hand, they do very good planes. They pay very close attention to detail.
Nobody does detail better than A2A. Yeah.
But can I just say I'm kind of disappointed in the fact that they have not released a new plane in like 2 years.
I don't think you're ever going to see another plane from A2A, to be honest. I want to believe that A2A is about two guys in a garage somewhere, you know what I mean? And they're happy with what they have. A2A was always the sort of warbird end of flight sim, right? Been around for, God, since the 90s, just making tiny little slow, massively detailed, the first guys to put maintenance in plane, first guys to put stuff that broke down in planes, and I think they're happy with what they have. So, who you're going to see now? You're going to see a lot of these smaller sort of developers coming out, making planes that I firmly believe that there's no such thing as too many knobs or buttons in a plane. You know what I mean? Whether I know how to use them or not. I've so far learned how to use 11 buttons in this plane. Is it in the air? Yep. You know what I mean? I'm happy. So do I know every system in this plane? Not by a damn sight do I. You don't need to know all this stuff. Is the bottom line. But it's nice that it's there if you want to. And if you pay the kind of money these planes cost, I think you deserve that. You deserve that option.
Well, yeah. I mean, considering I paid $50 for this plane.
Right.
Because I got it within like a week or two of it coming out.
Right.
Now, for that same $50, I could have gone to A2A and gotten, one of their, what was it, the Comanche?
Yeah.
Cherokee, one of the two, which is done just as well, but it's, study level. The thing is, though, is that they don't do very many big planes.
No.
Carenado has a nice variety of some bigger prop planes, single engine, so on and so forth.
Well, Carenado does a lot of different stuff. They do the GA stuff all the way up to this civil aviation, this commercial stuff, and the private jets.
Right.
Nobody really does private. Carenado probably. I mean, obviously they do with the Citation and the Mustang and the Falcon and the Phenom. They're the private jet guys. They do that probably the best of anybody. As far as looks and everything go, no, I wouldn't. You could park 4 private jets next to each other, all going to look the same to me. I wouldn't know anything about them. But they look right, and they and that's the other thing people don't really realize. It's got people used to ask me this. Well, BP always talk about feel. Have you ever flown a 747? No, I haven't. But you sort of get a sense of what it's supposed to feel like, right? And if it feels like that, then that's good enough. And that's my thing. It's got to feel right. It's got to feel like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's why I can't stand default stuff. It's just too simple. And I get it with Microsoft been around, FSX been around forever and everything. But it's too simple. I think there should be a little effort,
So, speaking of, how Carenado makes stuff look pretty, BP, if you look towards the front, take a look at your plane from the front,
mm-hmm.
You'll see the sun reflecting off of the off of the left-hand prop.
Well, I probably won't see it since it's noontime for me, but. Boy, the outside sound is almost as good as the inside sound.
And this is something new that Carenado's added, is volumetric props, where the props actually have substance.
Yeah, I see that. They're not just a disc. This is a great looking plane. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Very nice livery, too.
Where am I compared to you guys?
You're at our 7 o'clock.
So I'm still behind you, kind
Yeah,
of.
you're at our 7 o'clock, probably about 15 miles.
Oh, you know what I could do? I could put this on cinematic and just let it pan on. Just have some of that going.
I've lost contact with MoonDog on moving map. I can't see him anymore. MoonDog, you there?
Moondog's halfway to Japan.
I'm almost at Antarctica. I figured I'd just fly down there from here.
That would be a fun flight to do. Just fly from here, just see what the South Pole and the North Pole looks like. If they've actually,
There is no. I don't know. Is there Antarctica? I don't know. It must be.
Well,
It's gotta be.
there's got to be, because I've seen in the VA, our VA, there is a flight to South Pole type thing or something along that line.
It's got to be, because I saw somebody do a recreation of like when they fly, when the Canadians fly the buffaloes and stuff out of Argentina down to Antarctica.
yeah.
So there's got to be some kind of Antarctica. I know there's Antarctica scenery you can buy. But I've never been to Antarctica in FSA. Well, or in any other place for that matter. That'd be one continent I've never been to is Antarctica.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind doing a flight down there, just see what it's like. See, because I know that there's a research station with a landing strip down there.
Was a couple of them.
Scott's base, probably. It's got like 10,000 feet of runway. It's snow instead of ice. Most of the other ones.
Well, they have the one they land the Hercules and stuff on.
Yeah.
When they bring in the big bids. Roger that.
There's MoonDog. You just popped back up on my moving map. He's flying along the coast almost.
Yeah, they did a nice job with the textures on this plane. Looks good.
Yeah. Hell, is that a bug?
Me?
No. It's a CRJ 700.
Mm.
On the opposite way. What'd you find interesting?
I was just having to go with the VS meter there with the ring. That'll tell you when you're going to reach the speed that you set for that altitude. It's kind of a handy thing.
You have to show me the little things that you figured out about this plane, because I don't know everything.
Yeah, I tend to just push buttons when I'm sitting in a plane.
What does this button do? Oops.
Well, the worst that's going to happen is it's going to start to, go in a direction I don't want it to go in, since I know where I'm going back. So I don't worry so much about pushing buttons. Like, because obviously these planes don't have the full sort of flight director with the banana and all that, right?
Right.
So, like when you look, like I'll use the 747 for an example. When you look at it'll show you, or the HSI, I should say, it'll show you where your top of climb is, or your top of descent is, and that's basically what that is. It's pretty cool. It's nice. It's nice to know,
Dale Can asked what plane. This is the Fokker 50.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm only going to tell you one more time about calling me now.
Shit. Go
Because
away.
here's a funny thing. I'm
Yes.
gonna be 50 this year, and I'm definitely a Fokker. So,
Yeah, well.
oh, that's gonna be a thing now.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's.
So
what
can
we're
we just
flying.
start calling this plane the BP?
Yes, definitely. What are we flying today? We're flying the BP. I had to go get something else to eat.
Of course you did. Wouldn't be a MoonDog stream without you eating.
Well, I had home, the Le Choy stir fry Chinese, made up a bunch of it, and there's also cake in the other room. But I decided on more of the Chinese. Finish it off first.
I'm sure that cake was sweating when it saw you coming.
Well, you should see the chunk out of it that my wife has had already. We had pizza last night. She ate half of a pizza herself last night. That's not. That's not normally her.
You know what I had last night? So there's a place around me called CJ's. It's a seafood place. Now I'm a wicked seafood snob, but if it's fried, I'll eat it. So they do a really good. So you go in there and you just like I don't have time to screw with the menu. So they have a plate, and it's fish and some clams and scallops and French fries and onion rings. Right? I'm like, yeah, I'll have one of those. But I wanted it to go because I didn't want to sit in a restaurant. I bring it home. Oh, it was so good. It was so. I haven't had that in a long time. It was so good. I love meat. Now, it pretty much all tastes the same after the first 4 bites, but it was pretty good. Oh, I love me some fried fish. I gotta stop eating like that, but it was good.
Well, the last time I had really good
I'll be
fried
back in a
fish
second.
was when we went down to Florida to Fort Myers, in the one little restaurant. The boat comes up from fishing in the morning.
Oh yeah,
so it's fresh.
Yeah.
Gruber, and it's just cooked, and it's just like it was Thursday or Friday, all you could eat. It said all you can eat.
Nice.
Show up and you go, and you're trying to get their attention. Can I get some more? And then they start out with bringing you like 8 or 9 pieces. Then you ask for more, and they bring you like 5 or 6. You ask for more, and they bring you like 3. And it's like, no, can you please bring me some fish? Because I'm going to ask you more often if you bring me less. So.
Let's say go to Red Lobster with the endless shrimp, right? And I'm like, listen, I know you got a big vat of shrimp back there. I'm just saying, because you're going to bring me 5 shrimp, and I'm going to, like you, I'm going to ask for more. So just tell them to keep dropping them in the fryer, because I'm going to sit here and eat shrimp until I throw up. Yeah, but this was fantastic. I mean, it's not cheap. It's like $30 for this plate of food, but it's probably 4 or 5 pounds of food. Took 2 meals out of it. It was fucking phenomenal, though. And then I just had a really shitty ham and cheese grinder just now. Like, well, that was a bit of a friggin' disappointment after what I ate yesterday.
Well, we had pizza yesterday. We've got the Le Choy stir fry tonight. I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. I think
I've bought that shit in a long time. That's the stuff in the can with the 2 sections. Yeah. I haven't bought it. You know why I don't buy that? Because those little tiny ears of corn in there piss me off. I can't stand them things. I always have to pick them up. Dog gets those.
You know why those are in there? Those are really smaller. Those are smaller farmers.
Right. Yeah. Little Vietnamese farmers going little tiny ears of corn.
Look at
I just don't.
Yeah.
I like everything else in it. I basically just, to be honest, there's been many nights when I've opened up a can of that and just ate the noodles out of it, the crunchy bit.
Okay.
Like.
Well, we doctor it to start with. You buy it, and then you also buy a can of chicken. Yeah. Because there's 4 pieces of chicken with the chicken
there's hardly
flavor.
ever any chicken in it. Yeah. Yeah, I always end up throwing stuff in it. I do that with everything though. Like one of my favorite things to do when I'm really lazy, which is pretty much all the time, is I'll cook up a couple of packages of ramen noodles, but not with the little packet. I'll put a can of chicken broth in it or a can of beef gravy in it, mix it up. That's good right there. Because you can't make it too salty. Christ, there's so much salt in that shit.
Well, that's a matter of opinion. I've gone to, my wife will eat something and she'll salt it for herself.
I put salt on everything before I even taste it. Drives people crazy. Like we go to Outback, get a $50 steak, and I'll be putting salt on. You haven't even tasted it yet. I don't care. I like salt.
Oh, don't even get me started on Outback. But anyway, no, if you ever, I know BP's had to have had it. You a crawfish boil, but they have to either get it from in Louisiana or somebody from Louisiana who's made it.
You know, the thing about crawfish to me is crawfish are just like bad lobster. I don't see. Being from now, I've eaten them obviously, and I've eaten hundreds of them down there, and I've done the whole just shucking thing and all that. But for me, see, I'm from New England, so for me, an oyster's a clam, and a lobster's a lobster, right? It's that's, you know what I mean. And I'm the same way as like MoonDog with your right off the boat. When I go to Maine, I literally eat at a place, and it's been there for 100 years. It's a picnic table on a dock next to where all the boats refuel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it smells like rotten fish and diesel. But the boats come in there and they literally take the crates of friggin' lobster still moving off the boat and bring it to this guy. It's like, yeah, I'll have that one. You know what I mean? And that's the only place in the world I'll eat lobster. Well, I had lobster in Florida one time and I sent it back, and I tried not to be a dick about it. But I was like, listen, I don't know what you call this, but it ain't lobster.
Well, they got those like skinny little rock lobsters down there.
But like, when the antenna is longer than the lobster, I'm like, no, I don't want that. That's, you know, and I'm like, thank you. Could I have a cheeseburger? Like, it's just not.
Well, when I lived in Georgia, there was this guy from Louisiana, from New Orleans actually. He was a transplant from there after Hurricane Katrina.
I thought you were gonna say transvestite. That would have been a much more interesting story.
Anyway, he would travel back to Louisiana and meet up with his cousin, and they would pull crawfish straight out of the bayou, and he'd bring them back and have a crawfish boil. And that was some of the best stuff ever. And while the tail meat is great, you gotta suck the stuff out of the head, because that's where all the flavor is.
Well, if you don't, you're wasting it, and they're not cheap. We do the same thing up here. We got a 55-gallon drum. We fill it up with corn and cabbage and friggin' onions and lobster and clams and corn. And let it cook for a couple, 3 hours, right? Dump it all out on a tarp, and everybody sits down on the tarp and eats it. And they charge you $100 for the privilege of that. And but I still enjoy the old-fashioned eating, you know, a pound and a quarter lobster and a pound of steamers off a styrofoam tray on a picnic table somewhere in Maine. To me, that's, you know, that's the best. And I won't eat lobster or clams anywhere else in the world. And I'm lucky enough that I'm only, you know, 45 minutes from this place. So
I haven't had the clams. I'm not sure if I would want the clams, but the lobster sounds really good. And
you know what? The thing about clams, everybody says the same thing. Like, oh, they're gross, but they're not. And if you see, here's the thing. They always give you that little cup of butter, right? If it's good enough, if I get a cup, see, now again, this is my seafood snobbery. But if I go to a place, like the last time I went to Maine, I didn't have time to go to the place I wanted to go to, so I just went to another place. And so I ordered lobster and clam. They brought it out, styrofoam tray, the whole deal, very nice. And I had a cup of butter and a cup of water. As soon as I saw that cup of water, I sent it back. Because the water is for you to dunk your clams in to wash the dirt off. Nope, you wash your own clams. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't give me sandy clams. Don't give me sandy. I know what that's for. I'm not stupid. I'm not from New York. You know what I mean? I know what it. So, now that I've just offended everybody from New York, but you know, I'm just saying. Well,
that's like once again, you don't have to deal with all of them.
No. Well, that's like once again when I lived in Georgia, there was nothing better than, going out catching a whole bunch of catfish, bringing them home, tossing them in some cornbread and a little bit of seasoning, frying them in peanut oil with some hush puppies. Yeah.
And then yelling yeehaw.
Well, I mean, afterwards we'd go to the Redneck Olympics if it was happening, and we'd watch the belly flop contests and the toilet seat toss.
Do you know what's funny? I spent 1.5 years of my life in Georgia, right, at Fort Benning. Not once ever did I eat anything that I would consider Southern. I mean, not once. They serve, I swear to God, I ate Salisbury steak for a year and a half. You know what I mean? I never had anything I would consider. Same as now. There was when I was at Fort Campbell. Of course, I mean, in the 4 years I spent in the military, I spent a year and a half at Fort Benning, and the other 3.5 years I spent everywhere else in the world. We were attached to Fort Campbell, but we never actually went there. Like I had barracks there. I couldn't tell you where they were. I never saw them. But there was a place outside, and I'll never forget this, because when we came from Benning to Campbell to be assigned to our unit, there was a place outside called Eat. It literally was a old school bus with a bunch of holes cut in it, and the guy just smoked meat, right? It was a barbecue joint, and that's all he did. And I remember the first weekend we were there, we were going to German the following Wednesday. We got there on Thursday, so we had the whole weekend. So everybody else went out to get drunk, and I'm like, well, shit, I'm gonna go. So I went to this place, and I remember an old black guy running the place, and I asked him, I said, why do you call your place Eat? And he was like, well, what else would I call it? Right? At that moment, I said, this is the place to eat.
Yeah.
Because that's the exact right answer, you know what I mean? And man, was it good. And cheap, and just get brisket. No, I don't eat ribs because I don't like food I don't like food that gets on me. So I'm not a rib guy. I'm not a wing guy, right? I don't like food that gets all over you. So brisket though, and he just kept giving, like, you want some more? Hell yeah. I'm fucking 18 years old, you know what I mean? I weighed 108. Like I can eat every piece of meat you have in here, and I'll go run it off tomorrow. I won't even know I ate it. If I tried that now, I'd weigh 400 pounds. But, and you know, it's funny, not all that many years ago, we were in that area, and I went to see if that place was still there, and it's not. It's a fucking mini mall now, or Subway or something. My God, that sucks.
Someone came by with just enough money for him to go.
Yeah, he was, and the thing is, when I was 18, and this is, 30 years ago, he was not young. So, God knows how many years. And it's too bad because all the, the new guys. Like, I remember running into some kid at a bar one time and asking him, he just got back from Afghanistan. I'm like, what unit were you with? He's 101st. I'm like, you were Campbell? Yeah. I'm like, is Eat still there? He just kind of had that blank look on his face. I'm like, oh, see? You missed it, man. You missed that place. That place was fantastic.
But, yeah, in just outside of Macon, Georgia, there's this little place. And I wish I could remember the name of it. But you could go in there and you could get and get catfish, hush puppies, or you could get a pulled pork sandwich with a side of collard greens cooked with bacon chopped up in it.
Yeah,
and that was some of the best food I had ever eaten. Now I know, because I've always loved home cooking, and my grandmother being from the South and everything, I always wondered how she learned to cook like that. Now I know how. It's just a Southern thing.
Well, I tell you what, I can cook a pretty good collard green. I like a collard green. I like a spinach green better, but I like a collard green.
You learn how to cook a certain way by how you were taught how to cook. So, if
it's like in New England, we boil everything.
But
I mean, there's a reason it's called New England. You know what I mean? Because everybody, we boil everything. So,
but I mean,
if you're coming from Polish descent,
sure.
And you're going to learn how to, if you're learning how to cook in the house, you're going to learn how to cook that primarily, and then add the other stuff.
All right, so Southern guy, you're the most Southern sounding person from fucking Chicago I've ever heard. But anyway, what exactly is a hush puppy?
A hush puppy is basically it's cornbread batter formed into a ball and fried.
No shit.
Yep.
Well, that sounds really good. I have to try that.
Yeah, they force that on you at every time I get fish at Long John Silver's, and it's just like, no.
See, we don't have a Long John Silver's or a Red Lobster around here anymore. We used to. They both went out of business because nobody eats fish around here.
Yeah, just because I'm from outside of Chicago, I grew up country. Like, both sides of my family are from the South.
He's the most northern sounding Southerner I've run across.
I sound more like I'm from the South than he does.
Yeah. And you sound...
So anybody who's watching this stream and thought we were actually going to talk about flying, boy, were you in for a show.
We
Not
ran
really how it
everyone.
works here.
we've ran everyone off that was interested in the flying.
I mean, what is there to talk about? We're flying. Okay, done. We talked about that. Move on.
Well, we talked a lot about flying when we were trying to take off. We're in cruise mode.
Now we'll talk a lot about flying when we're farming.
Yeah.
Speaking of farming,
You've been farming a lot lately.
hey, springtime at Drummond, my man. A lot of shit to be done. Oh, a lot of shit to be done. I've been on Drummond pretty much nonstop. That and driving ETS trying to get this stupid Viking bobblehead thing.
So, did you see the new? I think it's an Irish map. And I don't know how new it is, but it's.
If he says Drummond Farm, I'm gonna scream.
No, the Valley, the Farm, or something like that.
Yeah, that's Black Sheep's thing. That's not Irish.
I don't know where it's from. I
think
can't remember where they said it's from.
I think it's place non-specific actually. The Valley of the Old Farms, the new one, the version,
That's
whatever.
it.
Just oh, it's great, it's beautiful. It's a Black Sheep modern.
I guess apparently you can remove fences from around
Yeah.
fields, and you can remove the hedges and stuff.
Yep. I actually use his I use his little stump grinder thing that he created just for that at Drummond to get rid of stumps because it also acts as a plow. So it's handy for that. Yeah, it's a good map. I mean, to be honest, I mean, I see him, you know, and I'll watch a video on him or whatever, but I'm the same. It's like 17 is the same way as 15 for me. I found Drummond and I'm happy there and I'll stay there. I don't really have any interest in going to a bunch of different maps. Because once I find a map I like and I get so sort of established with it and set up with it, I just don't want to. I don't want to go through that process again. So.
I wonder what that map is gonna. What is gonna be the map for all of us when 19 rolls out.
I don't know. Well, Newbie Farm. It'll be Newbie Farm.
Well, besides Newbie Farm.
Well, whatever map you guys find. I don't know. We'll see. I'm really curious to see what the maps that come with the game are going to be like.
Well, we know that Estancia Pacho is going to be.
Yeah, we know that. Well, we knew that anyway. They always give you one old. So.
But there's supposed to be a European map and a North American map.
Yeah, the European map is going to be a German map. Now, I hope that this American map is not just somebody's. Like, I hope they didn't just say, oh, you know what, Westbridge Hills wasn't a complete disaster after we fixed it and made it green. So let's, just do an edit of that. I hope because see, they got it wrong with Westbridge Hills in the first version of it because everything was yellow, and then they fixed it. And it wasn't a bad map. The fields were big. It was mildly hilly. It reminded me of Wisconsin for some reason. Yeah. It always reminded me of Wisconsin. And then Goldcrest, okay.
I don't know. I never liked Goldcrest.
I'll give them credit for what they were trying to do there. And I like the fact that there's a lot of sort of field stuff going on there, more than they'd ever done. They kind of started with Bjornholm in 15 with a lot of village and all that, and a lot of just sort of non-farm land, right, which I thought was cool. And they did that in Goldcrest, but the fields were just, I don't know, they never really inspired any sort of, like, it didn't make me go, wow, I want to play on this map like Bjornholm.
No, it doesn't, but I was talking to Roy, because I was on that earlier. I'm trying to get 2 achievements I don't have on that game. And it sort of reminds me of, like, some of the farming in my area, because you've got a farm, and then it's like that farmer bought part of his farm that he didn't sell off to the real estate agent for them to do an allotment. So that you've got these fields that don't really make any sense all over the place. But it doesn't look like that. It'd be better if there was like houses between it all.
One thing that, and they kept getting better. Like Hagenstadt, for 13 was a great map, but Bjornholm was fantastic. I still think Bjornholm, for me, is the best map that they've done, vanilla map yet. Bjornholm was fantastic. It felt right. It looked good. It felt like it was where it was supposed to be and all that, right? Goldcrest was very pretty. I mean, they make a very pretty map. It just, I don't know, it never really did anything.
Yeah, it never really did anything for me either. Plus, I just couldn't get over the fact that you had the pigs not too far away from you, but the cows were all in the middle of a damn shopping mall.
Yeah, I hope they fix that in 19 where they put the animals at the farm. Because I'm so tired of having to drive 7 miles. If I want to play on a default, I want to have to drive 7 miles to get to the cows, you know what I mean? And then have all your equipment spread out all over the place. And then they don't even give you all that much storage down there, especially if you play the way I do, where you're going to have 5, 6, 7, 800 bale. You know what I mean? You want all that stuff in one place. So I really hope. Now I don't care about sheep and pigs so much, but I hope whatever map they do. Now they did it right with Estancia Lapacho, right? Cows right there at the farm.
Yeah.
Perfect. You know what I mean? Too bad Estancia Lapacho was basically a throwaway map. It sucks about that. I'm so annoyed about it because that could have been really good, and it was really good, but sugarcane. It's a massive pain in the ass, way more. And I don't mind a fiddly thing. Obviously, everybody knows that I'll play on a map for 3 or 4 years, but sugarcane was so fiddly, it wasn't worth doing. You know, it just wasn't worth doing. And it just sucks.
And here's
That's
the thing about
it looked like a fucking Cuban postcard. Everything was so bright. It was like, you know what I mean? Like, come to Estancia Lapacho. All they needed was chicks in bikinis, and it would have been, it looked like a Cuban postcard.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
But the thing with that too, though, is, all right, they added.
We're almost there.
They added, sugarcane, which is fine. But
Yeah,
in that world too, in that part of the world too, they could have said, you know what, here, you can also do coffee, because coffee comes from that part of the world.
Or cocaine. Let's
Then
be
you
honest.
say goodbye to Peggy 3.
Yeah, I think it's time I think it's time for Farm Sim to grow up and get off the Peggy 3 thing. I know they're not gonna, but I think it's time. And I'm not saying I want to grow coke. That's not what I'm saying. But it's not. And I was so excited, I couldn't wait for it. You know what I mean? And then it came out, and I was like, Now the one good thing, and I'll give Giants this. It's okay, because you got to think they got to have people like me. If every Farm Sim developer should have at least. Okay, listen. I know nobody's watching, and nobody who's developing Farm Sim games are watching. But if you are, my email is this. Please contact me, because I'll give you the ideas you need to make a fantastic Farm Sim game, right? They get right there, and they go, oh, that's good enough. No, see. And somebody in Giants had to say, okay, so this map is kind of shit, but we're going to give them some really cool equipment. Because let's be honest, how many of you guys use the shit that came with the map, right? all that subsoiler fucking plant cultivate all in one shit, that stuff's awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody uses that. I use that on Drummer, you know what I mean, in Ireland. So that stuff is great. The tractors are cool. They're a different brand. They're cool, right? We all like them. Those trailers, those high-tip trailers are fantastic. They're good for a million different things.
Use them constantly for wood chips right now.
Sure. And the sugarcane stuff is really cool. They did an awesome job with the harvesters. It's just the sugarcane itself is way too thin and very difficult to automate. And you need to automate that process. Because even me, I'm not going to spend 6 hours in a field, you know what I mean? Doing it myself. No, I'm gonna let Courseplay do it, and I'm gonna watch it, or I'm gonna go do something else. I'm really curious. European, do you think it's going to be German again? They think they've come all the way around and they're going to do a German map this time? I would think they will.
I'm 55 nautical miles out from.
Yeah, I'm about 60 something.
Okay.
53.
All right. Well,
I'm about
close.
49 from my next waypoint.
I'm 21 from the airport.
Okay. Someone just popped up onto Active Sky. That would be BP.
Well, yeah, you're only 3 miles one way or the other from me, so.
Yeah, I'm straight south of you, almost. But I'm straight south of you by like 35 miles.
I wouldn't mind seeing Giants do a proper, UK map.
No, I'm pretty good with Giants leaving that to the modders, to be honest. Because they're not going to, they're going to go so far and then say, all right, that's good enough. Whereas the modders will see. I mean, it's it's got to be tough. Obviously, it's just like ETS. They got to. At some point, somebody from the company has got to go to these places and say, okay, it looks like this. Because I honestly believe that when it came to Estancia Lapacho, they just looked up the first picture of Cuba they could find. Oh, there's that. That'll look good. It's all very bright and pink and yeah. Because that map never said South America to me. It always said Cuba. Like the cars they picked for the traffic and everything, it just said Cuba to me.
Yeah, it did.
But maybe with this new lighting and
Oh, I can't wait to see
Everything
the
like this.
textures and all that. PBR textures and the whole.
Maybe it won't be as cartoonish looking.
It's gonna be Farm Sim P3D version 4 is what it's gonna be. So HDR and PBR and all that. Oh. And I don't know how they're gonna get around the fact that they always want their shit to run on the least powerful computers. I don't know how they're gonna get around that with all that.
Well, they've either optimized the hell out of it, or they've just said, you know what?
No, they haven't. They definitely haven't said that. What they've probably done is I mean, it's all. Listen, I mean, Farm Sim 17 ran at 40 plus frames a second on the Abacus, so obviously it's pretty well optimized. Runs a damn sight better than Flight Sim does sometimes. That's for sure. So yeah, I mean, I'm curious. I just wish that someday they would just get on board with the whole, let's make it a universe. Let's make it a world. Let's let other companies come in and build tractors and build weather and build terrain. And, I mean, I'd like to see that in all the sim games, but because I'm telling you, that's the way forward. That's the future. It takes the load off the developers and it allows the game to get almost unlimited replay value. The only model you ever have to look at for that is FSX. Been around since fucking Jesus. People are still playing it. They're still making stuff for it. Guys are still flying in it. Guys have hundreds of thousands of hours of flight time in this sim. You know what I mean? Even though it's 1,000 years old. So I mean, there's no reason why all these other sim games can't do it. Give me some kind of weather engine. Give me a terrain, add-on. Give me tractor. Let PMDG make Fendt tractors where you would have to study a 1,000-page manual for a week before you could even figure out how to start it. Shit like that. And if you don't want that stuff, it's just like FSX. If you don't want that, then you just use the vanilla shit, right? If you do want that, you go out and buy the stuff. The problem is that Giants is locked into this 2-year cycle and nobody's going to build add-ons for that. I'm curious with the straw add-on. How's that going to work? Are we all going to get hosed on another $35 on the straw add-on for 19?
I haven't even gotten it for 17 yet.
Yeah, to be honest, you're not really missing much.
I know. I saw your wonderful video on it. I appreciate it. It was very informative, but I just couldn't, for the first time ever in a Giants thing or in a farm sim thing, I couldn't honestly make a decision on whether I thought it was worth it or not. So, is it worth it to me? Yes. No. Is it worth it to anybody else? Not so much. I will say that the Big Pack Bailey is really cool. Roy, listen. Thank you.
Roy. You're welcome.
Thank you, by the way. I haven't even looked at it yet. But I did watch Colonel Failure play it for about a minute and a half, but I just can't. I can't watch him play sim games or games that I know something about because he's phenomenal for games that I don't know nothing about. But I just can't. So I'm like, I'll just play it and figure it out myself, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And it's the last time they'd done a game like that, it sucked. It really did suck. Yeah. And I'm hoping that one is far better than anything that they've come out with before. It's definitely not by the same developer, so that's a good thing.
Well, I will say that
these ones have done it better.
I will say that all the big, the usual big farm sim YouTubers have done something with it, and more than one episode of it, so it must be not too often. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's a good
Daggerwind did a couple episodes on it. A couple other guys that I saw. I didn't watch them, but when it comes to that kind of stuff, cause see, I know it's okay. So I get the basic premise of it. So I don't need the sort of tutorial of it. You know what I mean? I'll figure it out. It's farming. I think I know how to do that.
Yeah.
I've never played a farm manager. Well, Farmville, Facebook, 10 years ago or whatever.
The Stardew now as well. Stardew.
Yeah,
Valley.
you know what? Everybody talks about that. I know Beavis is really.
I know there's the guys that I watch who do Civilization are talking about it. One guy's completely hooked to it. It's like, why? Oh, it's like a phone app game.
I was gonna say, isn't it like it's like a Farmville?
I don't know. I have it and I really like it. I haven't played it in a while, but I really like it.
Yeah, but isn't it top down and all that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top down, 2D, pixelated.
Okay, I'm 28 nautical miles from this place. I have no idea where this airport is.
I just flew over top of it. Not even realizing I'm still at like 15,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm at 15,000 feet, 28 miles out. I just have to descend now.
I was looking at my map. It was like 100 nautical miles out. I'm like, oh, it doesn't seem like it's that far. I zoom into 5. I'm right over top of it.
Well, I planned ahead. I started going down to 7,000 and set the, you know, a vertical, and I came back and found out I'm at 3,600 feet because it doesn't stop at 7,000 in this plane. So I'm sort of
going down to
too
2,500.
low. Oh, wait a minute, cancel that. That's not what I wanted. I can finally reach the airport. Select a runway for landing. 111 or runway 11.
Yep, that's what I'm going for.
So-
Announce full stop because there is no actual tower.
Whoa.
Have you purposely renamed, put your name like that in case YouTube decide, oh, we don't like the name that you gave? The Fakker 50 instead of the Fokker?
Did I?
I spelled
I
it wrong. It's
wrong?
MoonDog. Come on.
I told you at the beginning of the stream you spelt it wrong. No, not an A.
No, they've decided they're gonna call this plane the BP now because I'm gonna be 50 this year and I'm a Fokker.
And it's going to stick no matter what now. What plane are we going to fly? We're going to fly the BP. Or the BP Light.
Well, this will be the first time I've actually. Well, I'm flying it right now. We'll see if I can land it.
What do you think of it? So far?
Well, to be honest, in the half an hour that I spent in it, it's decent. It's good. I like it.
Yeah.
I will definitely spend some more time in it. I'm not crazy about the way this VS shit works, though.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's not. It's a little. It's a little sort of wonky how the VS works. But other than that, it's pretty good. I like it.
How far are you out, MoonDog?
I know there's no way I get to altitude or I get there, so.
2,500.
I'm at 2,500 altitude. I don't know. I gotta look here. 24.
Probably some landing.
Okay.
2,400 feet, 24 nautical miles out. So.
Could do a foot per minute.
I
Or a
never.
foot per nautical mile.
I never let them out of their seatbelts. Sorry.
Me neither.
Oh well. don't have
First
a
time
seatbelt
flying the
sign.
plane, they may be smarter if we had left them in their seats.
Well, it's been a little bumpy all the way in, so well, for me at least.
Oh, it was fairly nice and smooth, except for the fact I'm like, okay, well I'll turn this way all of a sudden because I'm trying to block on. I did heading all the way here.
Yeah, I don't have any trouble getting it to follow the FMS.
It may have just been the way I put it in. It, you know, like everything, it's a first time try and fly, and
That's not it right there, isn't it, Andrew?
Hmm?
That's not it right there. That's not 13 nautical miles.
Me? No, I'm still descending. I'm heading
Yeah,
like outwards right now.
I see you. I'm just saying there's a runway right in front of me. I can't be.
Yeah, that it didn't.
No,
Andrew
it should
just
be
fly straight
behind me.
over.
Yeah, I
Okay.
flew straight over and I'm going backwards now because I still need to descend. I'm only at 7,000.
Yeah,
No,
I'm just
The airport's basically on a road.
okay, from Draco's point of view,
All right, well, I see it. I got a runway in front of me. That can't be.
Yeah, I'm turning now just to head base to final. I'm praying I have enough like descent.
BP in his Virgin Australia,
Yeah, I thought it worked.
and he doesn't have the clouds that I have in active sky.
No, because I don't have active sky on.
Yeah.
Gear down, 3 green.
The hell you even see a gear indicator on this thing?
No, I'm talking about my
Oh.
plane.
There it is. I found it. I found the gear lever. Maybe if I'd actually looked around, I probably found it quicker.
Gear down.
So this plane definitely does give you an FPS then.
It is a tad bit. It was worse taking off than it is now. When I first took off, it was a little stuttery. Yeah.
Yeah.
It hit you really hard in the city though, because I flew into Chicago and I thought my computer was gonna explode.
Using this plane.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think I was at one point I was getting like
Okay,
5
so
frames.
My guess is that's the.
Flying to Detroit then.
Yeah, if you look at me, it's literally like almost. It's like to my 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I think I'm flying over it now. I'm gonna go out a little ways, turn around, come back.
And it doesn't help that my descent rate is still barely enough.
Yeah, I'm not descending at all.
No, I was doing like 3,000 feet a minute. Which is pretty steep in this thing.
Well, we're gonna have to try a little bit more descent, just so this doesn't take long.
Yeah, I'm literally like 15 degrees nose down.
Yeah, me too. I just did that. Just the same thing. Which means I'm gonna have to come all over.
And this thing, you can literally land almost at a standstill. It's so weird how slow you can bring this thing in.
I got my engines all the way back to back to idle, and I'm descending at 2,000 feet per minute, and I'm still doing like 190 knots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because of your descent.
Last minute, we're all just nose diving for the runway.
Well, yeah, 'cause I didn't know where the hell it was.
That's what I did.
Didn't know where the hell it was, so I flew over the top of it.
I was at 2,500. I'm like, oh, there's a runway.
All right, time to fly now.
Yeah,
Mhm,
this is
same.
when it gets all quiet and we're not paying attention to chat and stuff like that. So those of us that have chat up.
I'm diving under BP right now. Like a dogfight over Australia.
What is going on with Restream? Because Restream chat says I've got 1 viewer total. Not how many. All
For
of them.
you.
Well, no, and then, but
you-
I appreciate everyone that's watching over on YouTube. It's like 10 of
I'm
them over
still
there.
high.
Didn't even realize that. Thanks for everyone for watching.
Come on, plane, slow down, please.
You've got 10 on YouTube watching.
Wow, you're a fucking rock star now, huh?
They're just waiting to see how it crashes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make this runway. So there's one runway that's an asphalt runway, and one runway looks like it's gravel or grass.
All right, I need a more overall view.
Come on, plane. There we go.
All right, autopilot off.
You doing auto landing, MoonDog?
No, I just still have it on headings and stuff like that. That's all.
Oh, okay.
I'm actually too far. Right, it's gonna be. So there's significations. There's the Cessna. That's Andrew. So let's bring this back over this way.
Yeah, I'm like short flying. I'm over the numbers right now. Still trying to descend.
No, stay there.
Oh, there's BP.
I've sort of lost situational awareness here. I'm not clear with.
You're flying away from the airport right now, BP.
Yeah, I sort of figured that, but
I could land on the gravel one, but that's not really the deal. It's up this way.
Too lazy to pull a 180, so I'm just gonna go full reverse.
Is that the airport off to your right, MoonDog?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's there's there's technically two runways.
Okay.
The ones that I want is the asphalt one, which is 11 and 28.
Mhm.
But
29. Something like that.
20, yeah, because I want to come, or 29, because I want to come in on 11. There is one that runs the other direction, and I should.
Can I get a- Can I get a vector here, guys? I don't know where the hell I am.
Yep, hold on.
This autopilot off.
Turn, I'd say 90 degrees to your right. To your left. That'll line you up with the gravel runways.
What is going on here? There we go. That was not the right way to do it.
BP probably turn actually left, not right.
Yeah, I'm turning left.
Yeah, I was gonna say turn left, probably 25240.
All right, very good.
It's my best guess.
Throttles. Light touches on this thing.
Yankee Echo Sierra Papa traffic. Fokker Papa Hotel Lima Foxtrot is on final.
There's the airport.
One to land.
Yeah, I'm on
Because if
final.
MoonDog's right there, I should probably get off.
I know I'm about to land in this field. Though. What?
Double check landing gears down. Finally, full
There's the
flaps.
Draco and MoonDog.
Back off on the speed some more. Got 2 and 2, it looks like.
1,000.
1,000 feet.
BP will probably want to turn left another 90 degrees.
A little low, but we're still on good approach here.
Probably turn left to... Actually, yeah, just turn left to 180. Maintain current altitude.
I'm gonna try.
Quite literally have no speed on this.
500. 400.
Easy. There we go.
I never get this last. Well, yes, I do.
300.
This last all the time. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, like that, we're gonna land on a field over here because I can't be arsed to
200.
I'm gonna test out a new way of landing.
Yeah, you probably got
100.
continue that for about 4 miles, and then you'll turn right
Yep.
to final.
Yep, you are 9 miles from me, from the airport, BP.
There's MoonDog somewhere,
Yeah,
There he
it's
is.
A little heavy, but
and Draco's literally right behind.
just got onto the runway. I need to get right back off of it.
And he's flowing in a barren.
Clear the runway.
Yeah, Draco landed already.
Technically, I'm on the gravel portion.
You are.
Alright, let's see.
Gravel
Oh.
runway there. Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna flip around here.
no,
Now, who's in the F-18?
me.
We wonder.
BP, you could probably turn right heading 240. Scratch that. Actually, turn right
Landing gear.
270.
So dead west.
And you should have visual, hopefully, on the airport, or at least be on final.
Fuel shut off. And that should be engines off. I can go to.
You're currently
stop flight.
7 from the airport right now.
And I was within reason barely, so we'll file this and get our VA portion of that done. Okay, thank you. That.
Oh, there it is.
All right.
Oh, no way I make that. No way I make that.
Oh, you can.
I'm going to take this minute to thank everyone for hanging out because we're wrapping up here. We're going to get BP on the ground some way.
Oh, I'm gonna get on the ground.
Yeah,
One
you
way or
could
the other.
reduce speed if you can.
I'm doing that right now.
Yep. Descend, clear to land, runway 29er.
But want to thank Draco, BP, Andrew, flying with me tonight. Those that have hung out and said hi, and those that have hung out and just watched, appreciate it very much. We do this normally every Tuesday and Saturday night, 9 Eastern, 10 Central. You can figure out your time zone from that. Check out all the others from the Monkey Show that are still putting out content. That's really good content, and you never know. You might get a tutorial from Cavalier Roy on how to do Factorio or something. So, you never know.
We'll run with that.
Okay.
Might emphasize might.
Might. So, thanks for hanging out, and have a good night, everyone. Catch us again later.
Later.
See ya.
Bye.
See you.